Alright guys, thanks for clicking on the video. As you can tell by the title, we're going to go over the very few Criterion films that I have. To be honest with you guys, I've been so involved over the past few years with Scream Factory, Arrow Video, Vinegar Syndrome, Blue Underground, basically any boutique label. Unfortunately, I just never really got around to picking up a whole lot of Criterion releases. I know Barnes & Noble has their 50% off sale, and a lot of people go fucking crazy for that thing. So I think this is the year where I'm finally going to get out. I'm going to participate in that. I'm going to get probably a handful of titles and really sit down with them over the weekend, and definitely give that label a shot. Like I said, I have a few releases here. They look great. I mean, I love them, but these are films that that I love dearly. Guys, I only have a few of them. I only have 3 Blu-ray releases and a DVD release. That DVD was the very first release I ever bought from. That is Criterion, and at the time, when I bought that, I bought it at a used movie store. And I didn't even know what the hell Criterion even was, so to me, it was just like this really nice box set kind of style for one of my favorite movies. And but guys, we'll be here for a minute, even though it's only 4 releases. I have a tendency to ramble, so guys, please feel free to grab you something to drink and a snack, and we'll go over the few I have. And I have a very big shout out for one of my subscribers who has really give me some recommendations. I'm going to go out this weekend and I'll be looking for those specifically. Hopefully I can get out either tomorrow, which is Saturday, and maybe Saturday and Sunday, and I'll try to hit a few different locations and see if I can find them. I know in store they can be sometimes pretty hard to get, because I mean I think the Criterion sale has been going on for a few weeks now. I'm not sure exactly how long it's been going on, but I know it's still in effect right now, and I know they can be a little hard to get, especially when you're just looking for specific titles. But hopefully between 2 locations, hopefully I can find at least a couple of them, and so I'm definitely interested in the recommendations. And guys, especially when it comes to like horror, if you have any recommendations from Criterion, please hit me up in the comment section and let me know. As far as like the film noir stuff, I'm not very familiar with that. I'm kind of this right now. I'm just going to buy a few titles that's probably just horror related to really dig into it, to really grab my attention, and I'll go from there. I love all types of films. I mean, horror is my biggest, that's my biggest love. I mean, I just love everything about that genre. But I love westerns too. If I couldn't pick between horror and western, I mean, I would go for horror, of course, because there's more available. But I love, I love western films. I love action movies. I love a little bit of all of it, but especially for like a Criterion release. From my understanding, they're like $40 a pop usually, and it's a little pricey for one release. I don't know if that's their normal retail price. I've seen them on eBay sometimes. They catch around like 30 some odd bucks sometimes, and I was able to score one of them right here. That was a pretty good price. That was a while back though, and I'm sure that release has probably been manufactured to death. But anyway, guys, let's hop right into it. First up, guys, I bought this so many years ago. It was probably 10, no, longer than that. It's probably like 15 years ago, probably. But this is my first ever Criterion release, and I bought it at a used movie shop. And I didn't even know what the hell Criterion was at the time. This is one of my favorite movies. I love the hell out of Hunter S. Thompson. I'm sure you guys already guessed it, but that is Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Oh, God, guys, I'm not sure if that's going to pick up there for you. I have seen these sell on eBay, and unfortunately, sometimes this doesn't come with it. But I understand this is a 2-disc set. It's got a booklet in the inside. There's disc 1. Like I said, guys, this is not a Blu-ray set. It's a DVD set. I was very fortunate to get this at the time. I remember there was a good price on it, and it was used. And I didn't have this movie yet. Somebody had recommended it, so found it out in the wild. And scooped it up, and I became instantly. I love this film to death. Guys, if you love Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, this is great. But that Arrow Video limited edition set that they just put out, it was a few months back. I got that over on the shelf, and guys, that thing is, everything about it's gorgeous. The supplemental material, they hooked that set up. It is great. I'm sure the limited edition set's sold out by now. It probably has been for a while. I'm sure they're probably selling it as a standalone release, so if you're okay with just a standalone release, go for it. It looks beautiful, but this right here, before I got that set a few months ago, this was my go-to copy for Fear and Loathing. Like I said, I'm telling you, just Johnny Depp in this movie, damn, man. Him and Benicio del Toro, man, they tear it up in this fucking movie. You can watch this movie completely sober, and you'll feel, it makes me fucking feel like I'm completely drunk. But this is a great film, though. There's some very poetic kind of shit to this movie, but there's some bizarreness too. I mean, just it's a fucking drug-fueled nightmare is the best way I can explain it, but it's got a tinge of beauty to it. And I know that sounds crazy as hell, but I'm sure for anybody who's seen this movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, I love everything about that movie. That I couldn't recommend, guys, that Arrow Video limited edition set. When Arrow Video announced that a while back, I was just sitting there and I was going, I remember like a lot of people kind of like bitching, being like, oh, we were wanting this or we were wanting that, like what the hell, like you kind of led us astray there, kind of tricked us with the, you know, they kind of released a post about guessing, you know, a little clue and a hint. And when that shit popped up as Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, I was like a fucking kid on Christmas. I was like, yeet. And I love everything about that set, guys. It's beautiful. If you have that set, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, guys, that was the only DVD released. The next three I'm going to show you is Blu-ray. We'll try to keep the videos short. 7 minutes in, one show on one DVD. Next up, this was my first Criterion Blu-ray that I bought, and I got this used on eBay. Came with the booklet. Everything's complete, from my understanding. And that is Rosemary's Baby. To be honest with you, being a big horror fan that I am, and I had never seen this movie before. I think I just got this one like in 2018, maybe 2019, can't remember. But I got it, and me and my wife had heard so many stories about this movie. This movie's been in so many different, you know, they make those lists of like, you know, the best films you've probably never seen, or most controversial films you've never seen, and this one always wound up on one of those fucking lists. So when me and my wife popped this in, the expectations, they were never gonna be like met. I mean, this fucking movie could have been everything, and it probably wouldn't have met our expectations just because we had it dialed up so much. And I'll be honest with you, when the credits kind of rolled on it, I was kind of like, that was it? Like, what the fuck? I'm like, they just fed this girl like some weird shit and had some weird neighbors, and what the hell? That's it? Like, I didn't even get to see shit. But I'll rewatch it again, though. I got a lot of appreciation for this film. I definitely want to revisit it again. Even my wife told me, she was like, we should definitely sit down and give that another try, I think. Because even she admitted it to me. She was like, I think our expectations of what we were thinking what it was going to be, the expectations were just too high. And we did it to ourselves. We just, in our mind, it was already overkill at that point. And it was never going to be met. So I like to be honest about things like that. I know a lot of people has a lot of anticipation for a film. They'll go see it, and then they just flat out fucking hate it and be like, well, it didn't meet my expectations. This was wrong with it. That was wrong with it. And it was like, well, in your mind, you probably had that shit dialed up so high, like nothing would have met. Like fucking Martin Scorsese probably would have never even touched on your plateau of thinking for your expectations. So, but anyway, guys, that's Rosemary's Baby. Got the booklet in there. It's a 1-disc set. I can tell you this. I don't know shit about Criterion, but I do know when I watch this film, it looked gorgeous. Like, you can just really tell they put a lot of love and care into it. And there's some features on it, that's for sure. And like I said, guys, as far as quality, it looked fucking amazing. But definitely, I want to revisit that one pretty soon. The next two titles, I'm sure everybody has. I'm sure everybody has Rosemary's Baby, whether they like horror or not, or that type of thriller, suspense, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But I'm sure the next two is everybody has them. I remember when they first announced this, I didn't really know jack shit, and I still don't know jack shit about Criterion. When they announced this, though, I was all over this shit. You know, this is one of those things where, being foolish, I was like, I'm gonna go on Amazon and just go ahead and pre-order it really quick. And I think I paid Amazon. I remember buying it, pre-ordering it or whatever on Amazon, and then it was like right after that they had a sale, and I could have literally walked in the store and bought this shit for like $20. It was right there on the shelf, but my dumb ass had already done hopped on Amazon and paid too much money for it. But that is Night of the Living Dead, guys. I love the hell out of this release. I'm a fan of George A. Romero, die-hard fan. I love everything about that dude. I'll admit it, some of the films, you know, after Day of the Dead, they are hit or miss. I do like, for the most part, I like most of them. There is some where I'm just like, I'll skip that one for right now. I'll come back to it later. But just being honest, but it's the only thing I don't like is I don't like the digipacks. I mean, they look all right and everything, and they're all great, but these things get so fucking easily dented. I mean, even like just you can go to the store and pick them up, and you're always gonna find imperfections on them. As opposed to these, I like this style releasing, which I know Criterion releases more in this style of packaging, which is fucking awesome, because these digipacks kind of get on my fucking nerves. But especially with, I mean, just anything, it picks up any kind of dent or anything. But and of course I got this from Amazon. You know they ship all their shit, and bubble mailers no matter how much you pay for the shit. But anyway, guys, it just pulls out the slip right there. You open it up. This one they do have like a poster with write-ups on the other side. It's a 2-disc set. This thing looks beautiful. I've watched it multiple times. Went through the special features. This folds out right here, and give you a little poster right there to fold out. The other side is basically one big write-up sheet. I would have liked to have got just this by itself and then a book with all that in there, because it's kind of like, well, I can't really do anything with the fucking poster because all the write-up stuff is on the back. So it's collector purposes. I'm not going to frame it or anything like that anyway, so it is what it is. But guys, this shit looks phenomenal. It's loaded with features. Yeah, I'll be honest with you, I don't think I've ever got through every single one of the features. I got through most of them, but there's a shit ton in there, and that was, I don't care what I paid for it. It's worth every penny. Love the hell out of it. For some reason you guys out there are a big fan of Night of the Living Dead and you don't have this release, do yourself a favor, go buy this, shop around, see what the best price you can get. Maybe you can go out right now for that Criterion sale at Barnes & Noble and get this shit 50% off, and it'll come up to like $20. And it's definitely worth that, guys. $20. It's that's a steal for this. And especially if you love this film anywhere as much as I do, $20 ain't jack shit. It's a great release. Alright, guys, next up, the last one. I just can't remember which one I got first. Did I get Night of the Living Dead first, or did I get this one first? Can't remember. It was right around the same time, though. Anyway, guys, that is Silence of the Lambs. Here's another one that's kind of like that, oh, come on, focus in just a little bit. It's a white case, guys, so it's probably not going to pop. Anyway, it's another one of those digipacks. Pulls out the side right here. What I do like about this one is when you open it up, it's just like Night of the Living Dead. You got your 2-disc right there. But they give like a really nice thick book. This bitch is like 60 pages. I was looking at it before I shot the video. Great write-ups and all that good stuff. Great shots in here too. A lot of photography. And that thing is, it's like 60 pages. 50, yeah, 60 pages. It's that's great. I remember getting this and opening it and just being like, damn, it'll probably take me a whole day just to read that damn book. But I like that, though. Love the hell out of it. Like I said, I'm just not a big fan of the digipacks. It is what it is, though. I mean, it's no big deal. I can settle for them. I do like that hard case. I like that Rosemary's Baby. I like that. I like that style of casing just because it looks really good on the shelf too. I know I watch a lot of Criterion collectors videos on YouTube, and from mostly what I see, this is the style of their packaging. But they do have box sets from what I see, and they do have other digipacks, and I know that that big ass Godzilla set. That thing's like a coffee table book. It looks like that thing looks fucking humongous. But I just saw the price of that too. I think they got that It's like $120 right now with the sale. I know everybody's probably buying the hell out of that thing. I don't even know what the... I mean, if it's $120 right now, that means it was $240 for retail price. But there's a lot of movies in that fucking thing. But guys, that's it. I know it's a little bit of a short video, and that was only 4 releases, but that's all I got for Criterion. Really quick, I want to give a big shout out to my buddy on here. Right out the gate, he was telling me, hey, like, while the Criterion sale going on, you need to definitely check out a movie called House. And I thought he said House, I thought it was like House 1997. He was like, no. He's like, I'm talking about some old school shit here. He's like, I'm talking about House 1977. And I remember I had seen that cover in a lot of other people's videos, like them doing the 50% off sale. They're out and about, their vlogs, a collection of reviews. I remember seeing that weird ass looking cover, and it looked kind of orange or something. There's something on the front. It's like orange or something. I can't really remember, but he told me that's really good. So Shenanigans 1, I'm definitely gonna be on the look for that one. Not only that, but Scanners as well, because I have the Scream Factory double feature up there, Scanners 2 and 3, and I'm sure everybody's got different feelings about those movies, and I have my feelings about them as well. But Scanners 1 is, fuck, man, that I gotta have that. I definitely, they got that and it's sitting on the shelf for $20. I'm bringing that shit home to this room. And another one that you recommended, Shenanigans 1, is The Brood, David Cronenberg film that I do not even have. I don't own any release of that, a DVD, no nothing. So I'm very much looking into getting those 3 releases. Not only that, there's 3 releases right there that Shenanigans 1 recommended me, and I do thank you enough. I couldn't thank you enough for recommending those, because I'll definitely be looking out for those. And hopefully I can sit down this weekend, pop them open, and get into them. But I want to get David Cronenberg's Videodrome from the Criterion collection. I know that's more of like a digipack, you pull it out, but I think that's a hard case that's inside the digipack, and it resembles like the tape. And I've always seen people unbox that thing. I saw videos of it, and I'm like, fuck, I need to get around to getting that. I just haven't got it yet. Why not go out now? It's 50% off sale, Barnes & Noble. So I'm going to walk around, and that's the 4 titles like I'm definitely looking for. Hopefully I can find at least a couple of them, if not all 4 of them. But right now, that's all I really know to go out and kind of grab. I know you guys out there probably watching this probably have hundreds of fucking Criterion releases in your collection. You're like, God, you're really late to the game. What the hell were you thinking? It is what it is, guys. I just don't have many of them, and I didn't really, especially looking at the prices on them half the time. Fucking $40 a pop is like, ouch. I mean, at that price, I can only walk in the store and I'll be lucky if I can grab like a handful of them. So I'll be fucking flat out broke. But I'll definitely jump on it though. It's time for me to participate in this Barnes & Noble 50% sale. So $20 a pop. If I can get all 4 of those for $20 a pop, that's $80 for 4 films. I can do that, and I'd love to come home, crack them open, and really get into them. So I have that Videodrome. I have that one, as I got the standalone release from Arrow Video. Unfortunately, I missed out on the limited edition set. That was long gone before I ever got into collecting any boutique stuff. So it is what that is. But guys, thank you so much for sticking around. Didn't mean to almost make this like a 20-minute video, especially with only 4 things here to show you. But definitely a big, huge shout out to Shenanigans 1. I'm going to make a subscriber video, man. I'm definitely going to give you a lot of props in that. So thank you so much, man, for taking the time and giving me recommendations. Guys, if there's any recommendations that you have that you know that's horror, it's in the Criterion, the line, please hit me up in the comment section. Tell me. And I'll be glad to look up some trailers and look into getting the stuff. I take recommendations very seriously. I usually go out and buy what's recommended, and it's hit or miss sometimes. Everybody's got different tastes, and I don't blame anybody for recommending nothing. Not unless you're purposely recommending something that's gonna fucking suck. But anyway, guys, if you like the video, please hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber, what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button. I'm continuously putting up new content, doing giveaways, going over my collection, all that good stuff. And please, everybody hit me up in the comment section. I love conversing with everybody. But guys, that'll be it for this video. And as always, stay safe and be careful.